Ever wondered why the term ends of the earth don't strike the same for native English speakers to mean a period when the actual end of the earth is near? It is because, in the English language, the term ends of the earth only means distant places, or a metaphor to signify everywhere. Just do a quick Google search of the phrase ends of the earth quotations, and you will find a plethora of English language authors using the phrase ends of the earth to refer to a place and not about time. The term, however, does strike a chord for Filipino speakers,
Mga wakas ng lupa.
with ends translated as
Mga wakas.
can mean something for native speakers. The Filipino language has the particle mga that is used ordinarily to pluralize nouns, much like the letter S does to the English language when added at the end of the noun. For example,
Guro.
is translated as teacher, while
Mga guro.
is translated as teachers,
Oras.
is translated to an hour,
Mga oras.
translated to hours. And again,
Wakas.
is translated to end, while
Mga wakas.
is translated as ends. However, there is also another use for the term mga, a usage to signify an estimation or approximation. This is applied to things that can be measured, like length, weight, volume, and time, or to things that have notable sections. For example, a place or event. Take the following examples.
3 kilometro.
Is translated as 3 kilometers.
Mga 3 kilometro.
Is translated as around 3 kilometers.
Isang oras.
Is translated as an hour, while
Mga isang oras.
is translated as around 1 hour.
Nasa Laguna.
Is translated to in Laguna. And
Nasa mga Laguna.
is translated to in around Laguna. Lastly,
Sa wakas ng palabas.
is translated as the end of the show, while
Sa mga wakas ng palabas.
is translated as around the end of the show. This is the background of the Iglesia Ni Cristo's usage of the term ends of the earth. They meant it as a time period when it is approximately the end of the earth. Take an excerpt from Lesson 10, page 51, of the Fundamental Beliefs of the Iglesia Ni Cristo. It says, Question. Was the time of the emergence of the Church of Christ in the Philippines also prophesied? Answer. At the ends of the earth. Isaiah 43, verse 5 to 6. Note. The ends of the earth is distinct from the end of the earth. What is the difference? Question. When is the end of the earth? Answer. The second coming of Christ. Matthew 24 verse 3. King James Version. The first thing that the book defends is the difference between the ends of the earth and the end of the earth. It did not discuss whether or not the term refers either to time or to a place. Native English speakers will instinctively question the meaning given by the Iglesia Ni Cristo about the usage of the term ends of the earth, since they are familiar with the usage of the phrase. Take for example a popular romantic quote, I will follow you to the ends of the earth. Actually, in English and in Hebrew, the term ends of the earth and end of the earth can mean the same thing. It means faraway places. Or it can be a metaphor for the concept of everywhere. This is despite the plural form of end in use. However, for native Filipino speakers, it would make a lot of sense to distinguish
Wakas ng lupa.
or end of the earth versus
Mga wakas ng lupa.
or ends of the earth due to the presence of the mga particle, denoting an approximate time period when the actual end of the earth will happen. It is to be noted that although the term
Wakas ng lupa.
and
Mga wakas ng lupa.
can still mean faraway places, or can be used as a metaphor to describe the concept of everywhere, it is only the choice of the Iglesia Ni Cristo to interpret it in the Filipino language to exclusively describe an event or time. The problem is, if you do a word-for-word translation of the terms from Filipino to English, the same effect that mga things, which is approximation or an estimation, is lost to the English speaker. It is now just converted to a plural form of the word being described without a sense of approximation or estimation. The same can also be said for the Hebrew language for the term Mikaharis, which can be translated either as ends of the earth or end of the earth. It will still mean the same thing. A metaphor to describe faraway places. With that being said, we can conclude that Felix Manalo and his church Iglesia Ni Cristo interpreted a verse in the Bible that can only mean what he meant to say when read in his native language, Filipino. When using an English translation or when read in its Hebrew original, it loses its chain of reasoning. The phrase ends of the earth cannot mean an approximation of the event end of the earth, or the time when the Lord Jesus Christ's return is near. His interpretation of Isaiah 43, verses 5 to 6, therefore, cannot mean what he intends it to mean, which for him is a prophecy about the gathering of God's sons and daughters in a time when Jesus nears his return. Since we cannot interpret ends of the earth as a time element, the time period of the emergence of Iglesia Ni Cristo cannot be read into the text. His prophecy about his church, therefore, collapses entirely.
For more information, please visit us at reddit.com/r/ex Iglesia Ni Cristo.